Let's discuss JDBC. JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. Why do we need Java Database Connectivity? In some cases, our applications, Java applications, may need to have access to the database. Why? Because sometimes you may need to store the data collected by the Java program into a database. In some other cases, for the Java program, you may need the data from the database to be displayed through your Java program. In such cases, or whatever manipulation of data you have to do with the data from the database, in that case also you need to have the connection with the database. So it is always better for your Java program to have a connection with the database. So that is accomplished using the Java API called Java Database Connectivity API, JDBC API. JDBC API is a Java API that can access any kind of tabular data, especially data stored in a relational database. JDBC works with Java on a variety of platforms such as Windows, Mac OS, and the various versions of Unix. Fundamentally, JDBC is a specification that provides a complete set of interfaces that allows for portable access to an underlying database. Java can be used to write different types of executables such as Java applications, applets, servlets, Java server pages, enterprise Java beans. All of these different executables are able to use a JDBC driver to access a database and take advantage of the stored data. JDBC provides the same capabilities as ODBC, allowing Java programs to contain database independent code. So what is said is that Java has different types of executables like applications, applets, servlets, server pages, enterprise Java beans, etc. Different types of executables are there in Java. All of them can use JDBC for the connectivity with the database. All of these different types of executables can have the connection with the database. So now what is JDBC? JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity, which is a standard Java API for database independent connectivity between the Java programming language and a wide range of databases. So JDBC allows database independent connectivity between the Java programming language and a wide range of database. It is not that JDBC provides connectivity with Oracle, not that it will do only with SQL Server. It will do it with a wide range of databases. JDBC is designed in such a way that it can provide connectivity with a wide range of databases. The JDBC library includes APIs for each of the tasks mentioned below that are commonly associated with database usage. Which are the tasks commonly associated with database usage means what? When you want to have a database connection, what are the tasks involved in the connection? First is making a connection to a database. Your Java program has to first make a connection to the database. It has to create SQL or a MySQL statements. You know SQL statements. So your program must first create SQL statements. Then it must execute the SQL statements in the database and viewing and modifying the resulting records. So all these tasks are associated with the JDBC or the database connection. So what are the tasks? First you must have a connection with the database. After having the connection with the database, next what are you going to do? You have the Java program. At the other end there is the connected database. Next normally you will have a statement, SQL statement to get executed in the database. For that you must create an SQL statement. Your program must have an SQL statement, and next it must execute it in the database. Then after execution, after an SQL statement is executed in the database, there will be a result. So the resulting records will be returned to the Java program. Then it has to view and modify the resulting records. So all these are the tasks involved with the database usage. For doing this, what are the prerequisites? So you must know core Java programming and SQL or MySQL database you must know. So let us see the JDBC architecture. It has both 2-tier and 3-tier models, but we'll discuss the 2-layer architecture. The 2-layer architecture consists of JDBC API and JDBC driver API. JDBC API provides the application to JDBC manager connection. Application to JDBC manager connection done by the JDBC API. Then JDBC driver API is for JDBC manager to the driver connection. So in your program in Java, there is from your application to JDBC manager connection supported by JDBC API, and there is JDBC driver API which provides the connection to the database, or that is from the JDBC manager to the driver. So whatever be the database corresponding JDBC driver, this driver must have all the details associated with that particular database are associated with this driver. So from JDBC manager to driver, the particular database driver connection must be established by the JDBC driver API. So these are the 2 layers. The JDBC API uses a driver manager and database specific drivers to provide transparent connectivity to heterogeneous database. So there is a common driver manager and database specific drivers to provide the transparent connectivity to heterogeneous databases. We said that the JDBC gives connectivity to a wide range of databases we saw. That is because there are database specific drivers for each specific database. So these drivers and the driver manager, they together handle the heterogeneity of the databases. The JDBC driver manager ensures that the correct driver is used. The driver manager ensures that the correct driver is used to access each data source or each database, we can say. The driver manager ensures that the correct driver is used to access the database. The driver manager is capable of supporting multiple concurrent drivers connected to multiple heterogeneous databases. Following is the architectural diagram. So there is the Java application connected to the JDBC API, and then there is the JDBC driver manager. So driver manager will establish connection with the database specific drivers. So this driver manager ensures that the JDBC driver is associated with each specific database. So database specific drivers are handled using this part. Common JDBC components. So from the explanation we saw that there is a driver manager and a database specific driver. In JDBC there is a driver manager and a database specific driver. So let us see the components. Driver manager. This class manages a list of database drivers. Matches connection requests from the Java application with the proper database driver. So the connection of the Java application with the proper driver is done by the driver manager using communication subprotocol. The first driver that recognizes a certain subprotocol under JDBC will be used to establish a database connection. Then driver. This interface handles the communication with the database server. Database server communication is handled by the driver. You will interact directly with the driver objects very rarely. Instead, you use driver manager which manages objects of this type. It also abstracts the details associated with working with the driver object. So a Java program need not directly contact the driver but through the driver manager. So the driver will take care of the database specific peculiarities handled by the driver. So this will handle all the requests to this will be appropriate to this database, that is done by this JDBC driver. So the application need not contact the driver directly. It is done through the driver manager. Then there is another thing object called a connection. This interface with all methods for contacting a database. The connection object represents a communication context. That is, all communication with the database is through the connection object only. That means first we know that as a component there is the JDBC, as part of JDBC API there is the JDBC driver manager and different JDBC drivers for which are database specific drivers, and once all these are set up, in order to establish the communication for the Java application, you must have a connection object. So in order to start the communication, everything other setup is now ready. Now you have to start the communication. For that, what do you need? You need a connection object. This interface with all methods for contacting a database. So all the communication with the database is through connection object only. Once everything else is ready, in order to start the communication, you must create a connection object. So once there is the connection object, which is now a connection is established from your Java program to the database through the connection object. Then what do you need? Statement. You use statement objects to submit the SQL statements to the database. Once you have established the connection object is there, then next our aim is to execute the query. So we have the query. How to create the query? That is through the statement object to submit the SQL statement to the database. There are actually statement or prepared statement. There are two types, statement or prepared statement. Any type of object you can create. The statement object can contain the SQL query which can be submitted to the database. So we know after the connection you have to execute the SQL query. That can be done using the statement object or prepared statement object. So that contains the SQL statement. Then once it is executed there, when the statement is executed in the database, what you get is the result set. So the result set holds the retrieved data from the database. Once you have executed the statement in the database, the result set contains the results that is available to the Java application in the result set. These objects hold data retrieved from a database after you execute an SQL query using statement objects. It acts as an iterator to allow you to move through its data. Next, there is something called SQL exception. This class handles any error that occur in a database application. So next, let us see how do we create a JDBC application. So we saw the steps involved and we saw the components involved. So next let us see how to create such an application. So there are 6 steps involved in building a JDBC application. First is import the packages, then register the JDBC driver, open a connection, execute a query, extract data from result set, clean up the environment. First one, import the package. We know that Java program now wants to use the JDBC API, means you have to import the required packages, most often using import java.sql.star. Next is registering the JDBC driver. So you have to register the JDBC driver first using the statement which we'll see later. Next is open a connection. So driver manager dot get connection method to create a connection object. So opening a connection means we saw there must be the connection object. So that is obtained using driver manager dot get connection. Next is executing the query. We know that there is a statement object for the SQL statement, and this which can be executed in the database. Next is extract data from result set. So once the query is executed, the result of the query is stored in the result set, which is passed to the Java program. So you can extract the results in the result set object using the get method. Get in the get string, depending on the type of data, you can specify the type here, and the result set that dot get method retrieves the data from the resulting records. The records retrieved will be there in the result set object. From that, each field can be obtained using the result set dot get method. Next is, after doing all the operations, clean up the environment. Next, you can see a sample code which illustrates how the database connectivity can be established, how the SQL statement can be embedded in a statement object, how it can be executed, and how the resulting records can be viewed and modified in our application, then closing the connection. So let us see the first. See here, step wise it is written. Step 1 is import the required packages. Import java.sql.star. Then here there is a class first example, and in that there are some strings for JDBC driver database URL. We know that first the JDBC driver must be established, then database username, password, etc. is given. See the main method. See the connection object. Connection con is the connection object, equal to null. Statement object SGMT is equal to null. Initialize it to null. We know that we have to first create a connection object, then there is a statement object, everything is needed. So we have created the object and initialized it to null first. Then within try we have step 2, register the JDBC driver. Registering the JDBC driver is done using class dot for name driver name. So class dot for name driver JDBC driver name is given here completely. So the registering operation is done by this statement. Then step 3 is open a connection. So connection object is created using driver manager dot get connection of URL, database URL, username and password. There are other methods also. You can provide it only the database URL also to get the connection object. So for getting the connection, either the only the database URL, or along with that the username and password also must be supplied. Then step 4 is executing the query. To execute the, let us see how to execute. See the statement object statement equal to con dot create a statement. To execute the query, first we created the statement object. We know the HTMT is a statement object that is created using connection object dot create statement method. So then string SQL is equal to select ID comma first last age from employees table in this particular database. Database URL is this MySQL localhost / emp database. From that particular database, in the table employees, collect these information. Select ID first last age from employees table
and the other details we have already specified in creating the connection. So while establishing the connection, we said it is the database EMP, MySQL database EMP. So that SQL query we have created stored in the string SQL. Then result set RS, we saw that after executing you get the result set. So in order to get the result set object RS, what do you do? This statement object dot execute query of SQL. Statement object dot execute query of SQL will give you the result set. We know what may be the results. There will be some rows of records with the ID, first, last, and age from the table employees. Make sure that the table employee exists and there is data in the table, and so all the rows corresponding to these fields will be retrieved and will be stored in the RS object after this statement is executed. A statement dot execute query of SQL. What is SQL? It is the our SQL statement we have stored in the string SQL. So step 5 is extract data from the result set. How do you extract? See, while RS is the result set, we know that it contains all the records. Suppose there are 5 records or 10 records. 10 records containing ID, first, last, and age. Those many records are retrieved, and while RS dot next, while there is a next row is available. See, int id retrieved by column name. Int id is equal to rs dot get int. We saw that there is retrieval using rs dot get text method. We saw here it is applied. Id is equal to rs dot get int of id. So this column name that is obtained in the integer id. Age is equal to get int of age. Then first is equal to rs dot get string of first. Last is equal to rs dot get string of last. And we are displaying the data. Then clean up the environment. Rs dot close, statement dot close, connection dot close, and catching the SQL exception if it arises, and any other exception is caught. And also finally block also is there to execute. Final closing operations are done in this finally. Then the program now ends. When you compile the program and run the program, what will happen? See, you are running the program, connecting to database, creating statement, and finally see 1 2 3 4 4 records were retrieved after that statement was SQL statement was executed. So age is 100, id 100, age, first name and last name. Retrieved records are printed. So we know we have given the print line statement, that is why this output came. So the programming involved to establish the JDB is simple. Here are the 4 steps. Import JDBC package, register JDBC driver, database URL formulation, create connection object. So this is for establishing a JDBC connection, these 4 steps. We said that there are, which are the other steps? After getting the connection, you must execute the query, then modify and view the result. So for establishing the connection, for the connection only these 4 steps are needed, it is said. So import JDBC package, that we have seen. How to import that is in an example program we have already seen. Then registering the JDBC driver also we saw that class.forName method is used to register the JDBC driver. That is first approach. There are other approaches also for doing this. Next there is the database URL formulation. So database driver manager dot get connection method, you know that for that we supply the database URL. So that URL can be a string only, or string and properties object, or string and username and password. We saw that our program earlier used string URL and username and password. I told you you can use only, sometimes you can only use the string database URL only, that also works. Sometimes this properties objects also you may need to provide. We know that database URL is an address that points to your database. It must point to the database. We saw that it is what we used is MySQL, and database name is EMP. Within that employee table we accessed. So here is a table showing the different types of databases and driver names and their corresponding URL format. Then using the what we discussed, using the database URL with username and password is this that we have used, and only the string URL is this way you can use. Closing the JDBC components is using count.close. So these are the details you must know about using JDBC for Java database connectivity. Thank you.